And that goes back to that cancer nursing kind of thing where when you're dealing with someone on their deathbed, the biggest thing that they will regret is not recognizing, other than, shittiness with loved ones, which is a whole other piece. But in terms of personal stuff, like the biggest thing they regret is not realizing their potential in whatever it might be. So that's a far bigger risk to me. It's like the risk of getting to the end of the road and being like, fuck, I left so much on the table. Like that's the biggest risk. Literally the biggest risk.
Did you see people on their deathbed like that?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the whole family shittiness thing, like that's one of the things that I've been really firm on. It's like, I just won't deal with shitty people in my life. I just cut them out. Like if people are shitty generally and in an ongoing basis, I just refuse to deal with them. It's like I have a pretty strict line where it's like, if you're going to be shitty, I'm just going to fucking...
Yeah, you're not serving me, you're not helping me.
Not serving me at all.
Like,
if you've got personal issues and there's a problem there, I'll help you through it, absolutely. But if you're just being shitty for the sake of being shitty, no.
We don't need that noise.
We don't need that. But no, definitely seeing people where they're at that end of the road point and it's like they know that they don't have very long left. It's like there will often be regrets around things that they didn't do. Like you'd never talk to someone that'd be like, oh, geez, I regret doing this, this, and this. Like people don't regret doing things. You regret not doing things. So
I guess you just got to choose your regret.
Yeah, exactly.
No matter what
you're always
you
going
do,
to regret something.
Yeah. Because if you go through this door, you don't go through that door. There's always,
totally.
But I think you've got to come up with, you've got to know yourself enough to go, what regrets can I live with and what can I not live with?
Yeah, exactly. And I guess the other part of it is like you don't want to completely burn yourself out trying to get to a goal that's too far away. Like there's something in the middle there where like you've got to just keep building and building and building. But I think to me there's nothing worse than not realizing the potential that you had to do whatever you really believe and strongly want to do. Like
you just really don't want to die knowing, hey, or not knowing.
Not knowing, yeah. Or just regretting not taking the chance.
Yeah, not doing the jump when you,
Totally, you just got to jump. Like you get to a point and you're like, I've got a good plan. I believe in everything I've put together. Everyone else might not believe it. And sometimes, you do have to listen. But you get to a point and you're like, I'm just going to do it. And that's back to that no plan B thing. Not having the safety net will give you the momentum you need and the drive you need to make it work. It's like we got to quite a few points with COVID and floods and fires and everything else where nothing's working. You got no money and you're like, what the fuck do I do? But you're at this point now, there is no turning back.
Yeah, the boats are on fire.
The boats are on fire. Like there is no way home. Like you either just fucking bunker down and give up or you just find a way through. There's always a way through. Like I guess at some point you got to give up, but
no, like I said, you'll find a way if you really believe it.
Yeah.
If you would just say you were to die tomorrow, would you have a big regret that you haven't done something yet?
No, I don't think so. To me, it's, to be honest, spending more time with my kids is what it would come down to, but because they're everything to me. But in terms of, no, I haven't left much on the table. Like honestly, no.
It's a pretty freeing feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, it
when
is.
When you have
absolutely.
that feeling, like, if it was all to go tits up tomorrow, I'm happy. I'm content. I've done a fair bit.
I've done a fair bit. And that's the thing. It's like I've actually done a fair bit. Like objectively, it's not arrogance. It's like I've done a fair bit through hard work and determination and sheer will most of the time. But yeah, you log a few miles and do a few things. And I don't know, like there's still lots I want to do, obviously. And we've got other bike parks we're building and other things we want to do. Like so much more to offer. But I wouldn't get to a point where I was like, fuck, I've just left all these opportunities on the table. Like that's not the way I operate.
Yeah, you're not stacking them all up.
No, I mean, there's lots of things you want to do and you have to prioritize and you get to a point where there's more opportunities than time to do them. So you've always got to leave some things and just move on. Yeah. But that's a good problem to have at the end of the day. And that's not leaving things on the table. It's just knowing that you've got a limited time and bandwidth and you've got to focus on something. Otherwise, you're just going to fucking spin out.
Yeah, no, I get you. If just say you were to die tomorrow and you're happy you've done everything.
We're getting morbid.
I always ask people this.
No, it's good.
How do you want to be remembered if you did go out?
Yeah, to be honest, I think as much as anything, it would be someone that didn't leave anything on the table. And I think for people who are close to me, and there's not that many people, but they would hopefully believe that already. And someone who cared and supported and gave 110% to everything, which I do. Like I'm not the kind of person that just fucks around on the sidelines. Like once I commit to something, I do it. But yeah, just someone that's been hardworking and supportive of their friends and family, and
are you someone that if you say you're going to do something, you've got to do it, even if it's almost at your detriment to keep continuing chasing that thing?
Sometimes. I mean, you get pretty good at changing course. Like we've changed course on lots of different things over the years with business and other things in life. But yeah, look, I'm not afraid of what people think of me. So in the sense of like people judging you, like we live a pretty different kind of life. Like we have a house up here, we have a house in Hobart, we have a house at Medina. We move the kids around. Some people are judgmental of that. Our kids are amazing. They love it. We move them around schools a bit. We can do a bit more time up here. We're going to try and get an apartment in Whistler and spend some time over there every year. Like we don't do things normally. And like people judge, like schools judge, parents judge. People will always have an opinion on you, but I just don't give a fuck anymore. And I think from that point of view, it's pretty freeing. Like not worrying what people think allows you to be a lot more, flexible and
just be authentic to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And if people don't like it, again, if you're really shitty, I'll just burn you to the ground.
Yeah,